Asmongold in a bit of heat. His channel is currently banned. I think it's a temporary ban, probably a week or a month at most, I would say, for hate speech. And can I even play the clip of what he says? I think I can on YouTube. Can I? I may have to mute some parts out, but I think it's important to hear what he says. And the problem with this is his personal opinion. I think he worded things maybe a bit too harshly. But the problem is this. There are other huge Twitch streamers like Hassan. And Hassan has been going on and on and on for months now on how Zionists, which is just Jews, are blood-sucking, genocidal, baby-killing, bloodthirsty killers, and there's no pushback to that at all. That seems to be perfectly fine with Twitch, what he says. Now, Asmon comes along and says something contrary to that. He says the opposite of it, and he gets an instant ban. Let me know what you think. Let's play this clip. Let's go.
If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now.
All right, so he's starting off with Sharia law. Now, the story with that is under Sharia law, there are three ways that you can live under Sharia law if you are not a Muslim. Well, the first thing, obviously, is to convert to Islam, then you're cool. The second thing is to be a dhimmi, which is essentially a second-class citizen. You pay the jizya tax, you're cool. If you want to do that, well, you don't have a choice. You have to. The third option is unaliving, right? So he's not wrong about that. That is how things are in some places in the Middle East.
So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that way.
Okay, that's not the bad part yet. It's coming. Bear with us.
That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is...
And that is the problem, and that's where the hate speech comes in.
Horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for. And it is an inferior culture in all ways.
That's the hate speech part, because he cannot paint with a broad brushstroke and say it's an inferior culture. And that is what led him to get this ban. Now, he did come along. Well, there's a couple of seconds left. Let's finish the clip, and we'll go on to the apology tour.
It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
So you hear the last part, and you go, oh, my God, that's kind of rough. But if you just look at the other side of things, and I know it's difficult to understand if you have not lived outside of the West, but perhaps I can give you an example of what society is like there. And I'm not going to show you this clip here. I think some of you may recognize what this is already, but this was taken on October 7th, and there's a pickup truck here. And in the back of this pickup truck is the deceased body of Shani Luke, who was a German Israeli citizen who was dancing at the Nova Festival at the rave. She is stripped down to underwear, and as they are driving through this very crowded street in Gaza, the crowd is ecstatic. They are screaming, they are celebrating, they are spitting and hitting her dead body as this pickup truck is going by. Understand the culture is very different. All right? For a lot of people, they don't understand this, but for many Palestinians and many people in the Arab world, October 7th was the most glorious day they've seen in their lives. It's a moment to celebrate forever. They are so happy about it. And for most people in the West, it's shocking to us. But when Asmon is explaining what he is, no doubt it's that kind of footage he's seen, and he just does not agree with it, which is completely within his rights. Now, let's jump over to, well, obviously, what he said didn't go over well. There's the ban. But do we have the apology tour? Yes, we do. Before we play some of that, I just want to take a look at some of his comment section. And look, top comment, you were not wrong. Clean your room. He's cleaned his room before GTA 6. Hassan interviewed an actual Houthi pirate and praised him, no ban. This is 100% correct. I don't have the clip of that, but Hassan, one of the biggest streamers on the platform, had a Houthi pirate, this 19-year-old kid who was a good-looking kid. Hassan brought him on because why not? And Hassan, who is typically a champion of the left, the progressive voice of the left online, praising, slobbering the knob of this Houthi terrorist. And if you don't know who the Houthis are, I mean, I don't need to dig down into their Wikipedia page to explain to you. But according to Amnesty International, from this year, 2 Houthi-run courts in Yemen sentenced 48 individuals to death or flogging or prison because of their LGBT status. And this was a person that Hassan was interviewing on his channel. No ban. Everything was great. Everyone loved it. Would it be too much to ask that Twitch apply its standards the same way across everyone? Because, look, what Asmon said there is definitely hate speech. But Hassan has been going on with this for months at this point. 4 months. You know, I got to admit I was a fan. I was a big fan. I was a big fan of Leftovers. Now, if you don't know Leftovers, it was Hassan and Ethan had their own podcast going. Ethan is Jewish-Israeli, married to an Israeli lady, Hila, who served in the IDF. Now, Hila is not a combat soldier. She was not carrying a sniper rifle into Gaza. She must have served about 10 years ago at this point. And Hassan's comment section and fans ripped her apart for having to serve in the IDF. Now, every single Israeli person has to serve in the military after high school. It's just what you have to do. Not everyone is in combat, but Hassan let his comment section go after her and rip her apart to the point where they had to end their Leftovers podcast, which was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Just because Jews, right? And Twitch didn't have a word to say about it. They were perfectly fine with it. The double standards here are pretty sickening. So should we do some of the apology tour? Let's do a bit of that.
So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas and, some just general, basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there. And I don't really want to mince words or try to I wasn't justifying or, promoting it. I said something about it that was disgusting. I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And
So this is very big of him. He's admitting it. He goes, I shouldn't have taken the broad brushstroke. There are innocent people there, which is refreshing and really shows the humanity that he has, but he just misspoke. As opposed to Hassan, who doesn't say a thing about Jews or Israelis that don't want to be involved in any way, but he paints them all the same brush that they're all genocidal, blood-sucking, baby-killing maniacs, and Twitch has no problem with that. So I'm sick and tired of the double standard on that. I want to see Twitch apply its rules across everyone equally. I think Asmon did a good job with the apology here, and if it helps him improve and grow as a person, then go for it. But I'd like to see Twitch clean up, and it's not just Twitch, it's Amazon also. More recently, Amazon had an official who's involved in the AWS section there wearing a Israeli map necklace, except there was a Palestinian flag covering the map, implying that all of Israel is Palestine, which is their code for genocide the Jews, which seems to be perfectly okay also at Amazon. So a lot of cleanup needed to be done on both Amazon and Twitch, in my opinion. Let's see where this goes. I'll follow up on the story in about a week or two.